Hi, today in this video we are going to talk about conditional classes. This is one of the important grammar criterion. Just we'll see. Come, let's go. Conditional classes. Any idea about what is a conditional class? Please think about that. Yeah. Conditional class, we use if to talk about some conditions in anywhere of our daily life. It is composed of two parts. That is, one is main class. Look at this. Another one is called if class. Any conditional classes will be comprised of main class and if class. Without main class and if class, no conditional class sentence can be found. Look at the below example. If he comes early, we will go out for a picnic. This portion is called conditional class, that is if condition, and this portion is called main class. Actually, both are classes. Classes means a full sentence. He comes early, that is, it gives you the full meaning. We will go out for a picnic, it gives you the meaning, because you should know the difference between phrase and class. Normally phrase will not give the independent complete meaning, but class will give you the complete meaning. That's why all if classes, that is a conditional class sentence, will have two classes. One is if conditional class, another one is a main class. Look at another example. We will go out for a picnic if he comes early. Can anyone tell me, guess what is the difference between these two sentences? Yeah, you are right. Both are conditional classes, but the second sentence is a bit different because of the use of punctuation mark. The second sentence, will go out for a picnic if he comes early. At the end of the sentence, there is only one full stop. But if you take the first sentence, you can see there is a comma after the if class. But in the second sentence, there is no comma before if class. Let me tell you clearly. When you use if class in the beginning of the sentence, you need to use a comma after the if class. But when you use if class as a second part of the sentence, that is, we'll go out for a picnic is the first part. If he comes early, here you need not put any comma after the class. So only when you start the sentence with if class, you have to put a full comma after the if class. But if you start with the main class without if, there is no necessity of separating two classes with a comma straight away. Only at the end there should be a full stop. Next, let us go to the next one. First thing, there are four conditional classes. First one is zero conditional class. It generally talks about general facts. See, we use this type to talk about scientific and general facts. Look at this one. The water boils in 100 degrees Celsius. It's a scientific fact. How can you make a zero condition here? If you boil the water, it heats. If you boil the water, it heats. Both are the same thing, both the present tense. Look at the further examples. Yeah, before to move to the first condition, let me give you one more example. If you keep the water in the refrigerator, it freezes. If you keep the water in the refrigerator, it freezes, because it is a general fact. If you keep the water in the refrigerator, it's a present tense. It freezes, again it's a present tense. So generally it is a scientific fact which you cannot change it. That's why we use normally a zero condition. Let's look at the next condition. The first conditional. The first condition is called real condition or a possible condition, or it will happen absolutely. When something is going to really happen, that time you have to put it in a first condition. See, that's what they have given. We use this to talk about a thing which is true in present or in the future. Look at the example. If the weather is nice, we usually sit in the garden. Here, if you take this is if class, if weather is nice in the present tense, usually sit in the garden. Again, it is also in the present tense. Actually, here it is a what you call a routine activities. Routine activities can be given in the first condition or in a zero condition also. If it is a permanent activity, you can always give it in a zero condition because we have not used the future tense here. But look at the next one. The weather is nice tomorrow. We will sit in the garden. But here we have used will. It's not a here. This is a routine activity. That's why if the weather is nice, we usually sit in the garden. Means whenever the weather is nice, we usually sit in the garden. That's why it's a general fact. So though I have given us in the first condition, but this example perfectly suits to the zero condition. But this exactly suits to the first condition. The weather is nice tomorrow, we will sit in the garden. If it rains tomorrow, we'll go to the cinema. That's what present tense in the if class, future tense in the main class. Let us see some other examples also. Look at there. If she passes the university exam, her life will completely change. She passes the university exam. Passes present tense. Life will completely change future tense. That's what. Please don't forget. First condition always take present tense in the if class, future tense in the main class. Look at the next one. I will visit my parents tomorrow if I have a time. And this is main class future tense, if class in the present tense. But can I ask you a question? Why there is no comma in this sentence? Yeah, somebody is giving correct answer. That's right. Because in this sentence we have used the main class first, if class second. Normally when we use the if class followed by the main class, normally we will not use a comma. Only at the end of the sentence we use the full stop. Next sentence. I will not meet you again if you disrespect me again. First one is main class, second one is if class. It's a present, first condition. And the last example, if she comes tomorrow, we will study together. If she comes tomorrow, we will study together. But actually there is a small thing, though it's in the present tense, it talks about the future thing. It is permitted. You can use present, simple present tense, sometimes present continuous tense also to talk about the future things, so that this example has been used. If she comes tomorrow, we will study together. Let's go to the second conditional. Not a second. First already we have talked about zero condition, then first condition. Now we are moving to the second conditional. It is called unreal conditional class, or you can call it as improbable condition also. First condition can be called as a probable condition or a possible condition. Second condition can be called improbable condition. Normally it is used for imaginary. That's what, whenever we talk about unreal activities, we use this condition. And let us straight away go to the example. If it were our day off today, we would have barbecue in the garden. Actually, today is not that particular day is not off. If it were our day off today, we would have barbecue in the garden. That is, today is actually it is not off. That is a working day. That's why it is an unreal, imaginary condition. Here, past tense and would plus a verb. Would plus verb in past participle form would have barbecue in the garden. Look at the second sentence. If it were our day off tomorrow, we would have a barbecue in the garden. Both actually, whether it talks about the present today or tomorrow. Actually, here rule is same. It goes with the past tense, and main class goes with the would plus verb in participle form. And look at the third example. If I had a lot of money, I would travel around the world. If I had a lot of money, here it is not a past perfect tense. Here had the function of had is here the main verb. That's why if I had a lot of money, I would travel around the world. Would plus verb in participle, that is travel around the world. So this is the second condition. So keep in your mind, second condition in the if class, normally you have to use the what you call past simple. In the main class it should be would plus infinitive, that's what the verb, main verb. And let us see some other examples. If he could have the money, he would go on holiday. This is another example. If he could have the money, he would go on holiday. Again, past tense. Past, you can use this kind of example also. If she could get a permission, she will be free for tonight. If she could get permission, she will be free for tonight. If he could save money, he would get a new car. Both are what you call, these are the second example is only the exemption. Normally it will not come under the regular rule because it is here in the future tense. But this is an exemption, you can use it in the second condition also. And let us move to the third condition. The third condition is called impossible condition. We use this type to talk about past things which are not true. Past things which are not true. And generally when we regret about our past incidents, we can use this kind of conditional class condition, that is third condition. Look at the first example. If the weather had been nice yesterday, we would have sat in the garden. That is, yesterday weather was not nice actually, but you are imagining, you are saying that if the weather had been nice yesterday, we would have sat in the garden. That means you would have sat in the garden. Both are over. You are telling it something entirely. It is not going to happen again. The weather was not good. Was not good yesterday, and you didn't sit in the garden also. So that was given in the third condition. The weather had been nice yesterday. You would have sat in the garden. Look at another example. If it had been our day off yesterday, if it had been our day off yesterday, we would have had a barbecue in the garden. The same example we have seen in the second condition with the second conditional rule, but here yesterday it's over. Yesterday was not off. You didn't have the what you call barbecue in the garden. But here it says that if it had been our day off yesterday, we would have had a barbecue in the garden. Third example, it's rather very clear example, I would say. If I had gone to bed early, imagine it is yesterday, I would have caught the train. That means you didn't go to the bed early, you didn't catch the train, both past event. Normally these kind of things only you can use it in the third condition. If I had gone to bed early, I would have caught the train. And that's what the third example. And here in the if class you will use past perfect tense, the main class future perfect conditional, that is would plus have plus verb in the past participle form, that is third form of the verb. That's what is the third form? Any idea? Arrive is a root form. Arrive, arrived, arrived. That is called the third form is called arrive. Go, went, gone. That gone is called third form of the verb. That is we normally call past participle. You have to use in the third condition would plus have plus verb in past participle form. That's what please keep in your mind. And some other examples. If he had known more about their culture, negotiating would have been easier. Both, there is no necessity to explain, you can understand. And the next example, if you had told me about the problem, I would have helped you. Normally this, you can see this example we use many times. No? Normally, let me go to the pointer. Where is the pointer? Here it is here. See, if you look at this one, we use it quite often in our day-to-day conversation, right? Imagine your friend suddenly got a problem, but he didn't inform you. That time you can tell him, if you had told me about the problem, I would have helped you. Because actually the problem was over. Your friend didn't inform you, you didn't help him. But after everything was over, now you are talking about that it's entirely unreal and it will not happen again. But again you are talking about the past thing. That's why it's a third condition. The next example, if they had gone for a walk, they would have turned the lights off. Imagine they forgot to turn off the light, but they didn't go for the walk also. That's why they are saying that if they had gone for a walk, they would have turned the lights off. That's another example. Now we'll summarize the all if classes. Before I move to the one by one examples and other things, let me tell you what are the four types of conditional classes: zero condition, first condition, second condition, third condition. And we'll see one by one. Let me summarize. First, we'll see the tense combination. The zero condition type 0 is called zero condition. It is a present tense if class. It is a present do does means present tense, and main class also present tense. And in the type 1, that is probable condition, it is called real condition. If class, that is present tense, do does, am is, or, have, has, done, can, have, to, must, be, to, all these talks about present tense. And it will, the main class, it will be will be, doing, will have been. See, the one thing I should tell about you, these I talked about only present tense and the future, simple future in the first condition in my example. But remaining example and all I'll be explaining you in the next video. First, this is the basic thing only we are talking about, but these will be doing also can be used in the main class in the first condition. But that kind of examples I'll be giving you in the next advanced level conditional classes video that will be followed by this video. Then you can see that. As of now, just keep in your mind present tense in the if class, future tense in the main class. And type 2, that is unreal condition, it is imaginary condition. Past tense in the if class, would plus verb in the main class. You keep it in that way in the mind. Remaining thing, it will further examples I'll be giving you in the next video. And in the third condition, that is unreal condition, past perfect tense in the if class, future perfect conditional in the main class. Past perfect tense means had plus verb in past participle. It is called past perfect tense. In the main class, would plus have plus verb in the past participle. Clear? We have learnt about zero condition, first condition, second condition, and third conditionals. But there are also other ways to use conditional which are normally not known to a lot of people. That thing you can see me in the next video. Thank you.